Hello, my brilliant Sussex squadron. Gather close, pour your tea, and brace yourselves. Because today's story is not about noise, scandal, or the hollow cries of the tabloids. No, today's story is about silence. A silence so powerful, so unshakable, that it drowns out the endless chatter of critics, skeptics, and professional doom-mongers. This silence is not weakness, it is strategy. It is the silence of a woman who refuses to shout at the storm because she knows the sunshine of truth will eventually scatter the clouds. And who is at the center of this tale? None other than Meghan Sussex, a woman whose love for her husband, Prince Harry, has become both her shield and her sword. Together, Meghan Sussex and Prince Harry have weathered the fiercest storms of public opinion. They have been analysed, dissected, and declared doomed by commentators who never once shared a dinner at their table. And yet, through it all, they remain undefeated. Their secret weapon, a refusal to play the game by the old rules. This, dear squadron, is the story of how Meghan Sussex silenced her haters, outsmarted her critics, and built a fortress of love so radiant that even the darkest shadows cannot dim it. From the very beginning, Meghan Sussex and Prince Harry were targeted by an industry that thrives on division. Every gesture, every smile, every step they took was turned into evidence of a looming catastrophe. The so-called experts predicted a split before their first wedding anniversary. They predicted a scandal before their first child. They predicted exile, despair, and eventual divorce. And yet none of it came true. Instead, they built a family. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet became living symbols of what the critics could not erase, the love that blossomed despite the hate that surrounded it. The speculation never stopped, of course. Headlines screamed about imaginary separations, phantom arguments, and invented betrayals. But while the world obsessed over stories that never existed, Meghan Sussex and Harry were doing something radical. They were living. This is the part that infuriates critics the most. Meghan Sussex and Harry have chosen peace over chaos. Instead of wasting energy trying to convince doubters, they pour themselves into family life. They raise their children, they nurture their marriage, they travel, they laugh, they explore new opportunities, and they savor the simple pleasures of everyday life. To the tabloids, this is intolerable. They want conflict, but Meghan Sussex and Harry offer calm. They want scandal, but the couple gives them silence. They want drama, but the Sussexes choose joy. And what could be more rebellious than that? One of the most striking contradictions in this story is the gap between media fiction and reality. Tabloids insist Prince Harry is a broken man, homesick, haggard, and yearning for the palace gates. They describe him as a prince in exile, regretting his choices, dreaming of a life that never truly gave him peace. But reality tells a different tale. Harry is surfing the waves of Malibu. He is tanned, grinning, and discovering the thrill of a freedom denied to him for most of his life. He is not trapped, he is liberated. He is not bitter, he is thriving. And beside him, Meghan Sussex is radiant. While critics try to paint her as scheming or miserable, her actions show something else. A woman deeply in love, deeply grounded, and utterly uninterested in the noise around her. There comes a moment in every battle when, honestly, words are unnecessary, when gestures alone speak louder than entire libraries of arguments. For Meghan Sussex, that moment arrived with a simple act: posting a love song on Instagram. It wasn't a speech, it wasn't an interview, and it definitely wasn't a clapback. It was art. It was subtle, elegant, and, well, devastatingly effective. By choosing music, a language that just transcends headlines, Meghan Sussex delivered her message: we are fine, we are in love, we are a team. In that moment, every rumor kind of collapsed under the weight of undeniable truth. The critics had paragraphs. Meghan Sussex had melody, and melody won. There is an old saying, the best revenge is living well. Meghan Sussex and Harry, they really embody this truth. They did not crawl back to the palace in shame. They did not bend under the pressure of relentless speculation. Instead, they chose joy as their rebellion. Their critics wanted them broken, but, they are thriving. Their haters wanted them silenced, but their laughter echoes louder than the criticism. Their enemies wanted them erased, but their legacy grows stronger with each passing day. The very sight of their happiness is a wound to those who wished them misery. And that, dear squadron, is honestly the sweetest victory of all. When Meghan Sussex and Harry stepped away from royal life, the world, well, it absolutely gasped. How could they abandon the gilded cage of tradition? How could they just walk away from titles and all that pomp? But you know, what many missed is this. The cage was still a cage, no matter how shiny its bars looked. Freedom, though, is honestly priceless. The Sussexes swapped royal misery for independence. They traded the approval of courtiers for the applause of their own conscience. They gave up royal duty for meaningful impact. And in doing so, they created a blueprint for resilience, one that honestly proves happiness is not found in titles, but in choosing authenticity. Perhaps the most infuriating thing for critics is that Meghan Sussex and Harry simply do not care anymore. They have mastered the art of not giving a toss about haters. They are unbothered, untouchable, and well, totally uninterested in the endless drama that swirls around them. And that unbothered energy, it's contagious. Millions who once believed they had to explain themselves to doubters now look to Meghan Sussex and Harry as proof that silence can be louder than argument and love can be stronger than slander. At its heart, this story is not just about escaping negativity. It is really about vision. Meghan Sussex and Harry dared to imagine a life beyond the suffocating expectations of the monarchy. They bet on themselves. And yeah, they won. Their journey is proof that resilience is not just about surviving hardship. It is about transforming it into power. Every insult became fuel. Every rumor became irrelevant. Every attempt to diminish them only made their light shine brighter. And in this, they are not just a couple. They are a movement. So here we stand, Sussex Squadron, at the close of another tale. What have we learned? That Meghan Sussex does not need to shout at her critics. She does not need to clap back at every headline. She silences them by living. She outsmarts them by thriving. She defeats them by loving. The noise of the tabloids may be endless, but love is louder. The predictions of doom may never cease, but joy is eternal. Meghan Sussex and Harry have chosen their path, not one paved with crowns or titles, but one built on resilience, authenticity, and devotion. Their happiness is not accidental, it is intentional. Their silence is not weakness, it is strength. And their love is not fragile, it is indestructible. To the haters, they offer no words, only proof. Proof that they are fine. Proof that they are in love. Proof that they are a team. And so, dear squadron, let us remember this. In a world obsessed with noise, Meghan Sussex and Harry have discovered the ultimate victory, the power of silence, the triumph of joy, and the unstoppable force of true love. And that, my friends, leaves the critics not just silenced, but utterly defeated.